Some of the oldest buildings in the world are hotels. It's no surprise then that these historical sites harbour some of the creepiest ghost stories out there. Haunted hotel cases are abundant, and it's difficult to find the 5 most haunted hotels in the world, as many claim to be just that, but I've found 5 of the best cases to share with you today. London's Langham Hotel, situated on Regent Street, was opened in 1865 and was Europe's first grand hotel. It has been visited by several well-known literary, sport, film and political figures over the years, and is said to be London's most haunted hotel. Most of the activity here takes place in the infamous room 333. It has been the site of a number of paranormal happenings, including sightings of apparitions such as a man in Victorian clothing who is said to only appear in the month of October. During the 1960s and 70s, it was frequented by BBC employees whose studios were nearby. Many of the newscast team spent nights there between shifts, and some of the most well-known happenings were reported by them. One being of the ghost of a German prince who jumped out of a window before the start of the First World War. He is said to have been witnessed by the late BBC radio announcer Ray Moore during an overnight stay at the hotel. It is also believed the ghost of Napoleon III, another former guest, haunts the basement of the hotel. Other sightings include a man in a blue wig and a man with a large wound on his face who is said to walk the hallways. In 2003, a woman staying in room 333 suddenly checked out of the room, giving no reason at the time. It is said she later wrote a letter to the hotel staff stating that her sleep had been constantly broken by the presence of spirits in the room. Even more recently, a member of the England cricket team complained of ghostly goings-on. Bowler Stuart Broad claimed that the taps in the bathroom would turn themselves on and off. Dating back to 1981, and although a very modern building compared to the others on our list, the Akasaka Weekly Mansion is said to be one of the most haunted places in Tokyo. It's an extended stay apartment where guests have reported sightings of ghosts, spirit activity, and there have even been rumours of disembodied hands touching guests while they sleep. A woman staying at the hotel once claimed that she was pulled across her apartment by her hair. This, along with reports of eerie mists appearing and lights and appliances being turned on and off, all fuel the resort's reputation for harbouring spirits. There have been several deaths at the Akasaka Weekly Mansion, many of which were suicides, so maybe this attributes to the ghostly goings-on. After a recent visit to the city, the Boston tour guide told me that the Omni House Hotel was the most haunted hotel in the world. This may or may not be true, but it certainly carries with it many stories of ghostly goings-on. Originally built in 1855 and known as the Parker House, it is the largest continuously operating hotel in the United States. Founder Harvey D. Parker ran the hotel until his death in 1884. The hotel was rebuilt in 1927 and took on its current name. To say this place is steeped in historic events is an understatement, but it was the scene for many political and literary events over the years. Charles Dickens first recited and performed A Christmas Carol there in 1868, and in 1946 it was the place John F. Kennedy first announced his candidacy for Congress. Many guests have claimed to have seen the ghost of the original owner Harvey D. Parker. A well-known stage actress, Charlotte Cushman, who died at the hotel in 1876, is said to still haunt the 3rd floor, which is known for being the main hotspot in the building for paranormal activity. The hotel elevators are said to travel to the 3rd floor by themselves, as if pulled there by some unknown force. Room 303 was said to be so haunted by disembodied laughter and a strong smell of alcohol, it was eventually converted into a storeroom. Described by many as something out of a fairy tale, and more castle than hotel, the Castello Della Castelluccia is a grand renovated 11th century building and has experienced its fair share of bloodthirsty history. It has changed hands many times and has been home to many aristocratic families over the centuries. But this legacy has left its mark on the building, and it is said to be haunted by 3 ghosts, including Emperor Nero, whose ghost is said to wander through the gardens and woods at night looking for a place to sleep. Evidence or even reported sightings of the other ghosts have been hard to find, but apparitions of horses have been seen and heard in the castle grounds by night. A group of skeptics tried to debunk this legend by stating that the clashing of rocks in a nearby river was the cause of the hoof-like noises. After they dredged the river, devoiding it of all rocks, the noises continued, and still do to this day. First built in 1790, it's fair to say that the Russell Hotel in Australia has dark origins. Known as the most haunted hotel in Australia, it once served as a hospital during deadly outbreaks of smallpox and the bubonic plague, and later became a hostel for sailors. It's also rumoured to have been a brothel, or at the very least been frequented by ladies of the night. Fitting to that rumour, ghosts of prostitutes have reportedly been seen roaming the hallways. With a reputation similar to that of Langham Hotel's room 333, Russell Hotel's room 8 is said to be the most haunted room. A few female guests who stayed there have reported a dark presence looming over their bed, peering down at them whilst they tried to sleep. The ghost of a nurse wearing 19th century attire is also said to roam the kitchen area. It's commonly believed that the renovation to the hotel that took place in 2012 has riled the spirits from centuries gone, and reported cases of paranormal activity have peaked since then. In 2015, Australian journalist Lucy Thackeray spent the night in room 8 to investigate further. She admitted she was a skeptic and saw the jaunt as a bit of fun, but after waking during the night and hearing loud creaks from the cupboard with massive pressure on her chest, making it hard for her to breathe, her report concluded, in somewhat of an understatement, that there was something not quite right about room 8. Well, that's it for this episode. Please join me again soon for another video exploring the world's darker side.